Hello everyone, thanks for dropping by. That's the new ESO Mercedes-Benz flagship electric car, and that's the SUV version. It's quite a nice car, but it's specifically aimed at wealthy families. But you notice there's a 30-year-old lady driving it, which a Mercedes probably decided she's the best example for aiming at families to attract 30-year-old women with wealthy husbands to buy one of these cars. Anyway, enough of that. Last week, as you know, I did a video about the 30-year-old women that can't get a date or even anyone to actually ask them out at all, let alone commitment. Now, 10 years on, all those women will be 40. Now, the establishment is probably getting more seriously worried about 40-year-olds because 2030 is coming along, and as you know, 45% of them will be single and childless. Now, as you can see, this is Bride's site, which is specifically aimed at women. Now, this was done on the 21st of January 2022, and as you can see, best dating sites for people over 40. More likely for women over 40. They shouldn't even be on a dating website. So it gives you some information. Dating can be a challenge at any age, but if you don't grow up attached to an iPhone, it can be particularly daunting, as your best prospects are probably online. And then it goes down. If you're an older single person considering online dating, it's important to know there are both good and bad people on dating online. True. She says older singles dating online might experience disappointment. Then they go on TikTok and be overwhelmed if they are expecting to meet a great partner too quickly and too easily. They need to be open to rejection, and then they go on TikTok, and staying positive even when things don't work out the way they want them to. Maybe if these women hadn't divorced their husband, as the YouTube videos on the Circle of Kings, A33 Secrets, Manpower and all, Mansplaining, Manpower, and all the other MGTOW videos have gone on about. And many singles of this range are dating after a divorce or a long-term relationship. Before they begin dating seriously, it's important they dealt with the pain associated with the breakdown of their previous relationship. What if they just left their husband after marriage? It can be more challenging to date when you're not emotionally ready to let someone into your life as a romantic partner. And then it gives some information, tips, what to go in a dating profile. And this Our Time, created for singles over 55. 55-year-olds should be happily married with grandchildren, not on a dating site. It's a premier dating site for mature singles. Silver Singles, to attract older, well-educated professional seniors, specifically those living in Canada. In other words, post-war postmenopausal Canadian career women who married their career and suddenly find themselves all on their own except with cats, and they just don't like it. Match.com, there are singles over here. These are not probably career people, and we all know about eHarmony. That looks like Kate Blanchett plugging Armani stuff. Who got the run up for Christmas? She must be getting short of money. But anyway, in support of this, I found this. This is a site called Mashable.com. It's a British site. The best dating sites and apps for people over 40. So there you go. If you click on that, you got eHarmony, best for marriages, Match, best for user base, Adult Friend Finder, best for sexting. Whatever sexting is, I wouldn't know, but it looks quite adolescent, and no adult in that age should be bothering with that. And we got Hinge, and then we've got the silver singles thing again. It says, dating over the age of 40 may seem intimidating, unlike in your 20s or 30s. You can't assume everyone your age is single and looking. If any guy that is single and looking, he won't be looking for a 40-year-old. And then it explains it. How do you start dating at 40? First step, can you find a serious relationship with dating apps? Pew Research Center, 51% of daters described their overall experience as positive. Well, they would say that, wouldn't they? One thing to remember is to have patience finding a partner who ticks most of your boxes. Maybe if she didn't have so many boxes to tick, she might find a decent guy. You most likely go through some duds and have some bad dates, but hopefully they will lead to a healthy and happy relationship. Yeah, and hopefully I can win this week's Super Draw on Friday and the Euro. What is the best dating site for singles over 40? And then it goes through all of them. eHarmony, how much is that? 6-month plan, £29, £30 a month. They Match, how much is that? £30 a month. Hang on. eHarmony, what's that? 6-month plan, £30 a month. And then Match is £30 a month, as I said. There's that. AFF, what's good about it? Nothing. What's bad about it? Nothing. What's the details? But it's still £25 a month on top of all the others. And then Hinge, how much is that? £7 a month. And then we got the silver one for the Canadian ladies. £25 a month for a 3-month plan. What's good? Age Pacific. What's bad? Premiership memberships are pricey. In other words, on top of the price. And Elite Singles. Elite Singles have a slight air of arrogance about it, such a heavy focus on the number of users with a bachelor's degree or higher, or as Elite Singles puts it, above average education. If finding someone educated with a good career is a top priority for you, in other words, women looking for the top 1-2% of men, though this is where you will find the most concentrated population in a demographic. What's good about it? Mature user base. What's bad about it? Limited number of matches per day and pricey. And how much? 3 months, £40 a month, 3-month plan. Pricey. And then Bumble. How much is Bumble? £20 a month. And then we got Tinder that everybody knows about, which is £8 a month. And those are the authors. But anyway, if they can't get people via apps, then going back to Bride, there's some 13 expert-approved tips for dating for women in their 40s. 4 professionals share practical advice to make this experience less stressful and a whole lot more fun. And there's Kelly Campbell. She's from California State University in San Bernardino, wherever that is. I've never heard of the place. And she's been on American TV. There's Fran Wellfish. She's a family physiotherapist. She's based in Beverly Hills, California. And a lady, Ramani Devasula. She's a same thing, clinical psychologist. She's based in Los Angeles, California. And Camilla Ray, online dating expert, celebrity matchmaker, and she's been on American TV, the same as Kelly Campbell. If you click on that, you get the picture of them. And these are what they say to do. Choose your partner wisely. Make sure you're both ready to date. Wait before introducing your partner to your children. But guys don't want a package deal, specifically if they want children of their own. Practice patience when it comes to sex, but a guy would rather have sex with a 20-year-old or an early 30-year-old than a 40-year-old. Be independent and interdependent. A nice perk of being in your 40s if you're likely worked on yourself and are more comfortable with who you are now than you may have been a decade or two ago. Negate gender stereotypes. Trust your instincts naturally. Develop a clear agenda. Have a good plan. May have been your main dating plan when you were younger, but in your 40s, people may be looking for anything from friendship to casual hookups to marriage. I suspect Chad just wants a casual hookup. Manage your social media. In other words, the online presence, except scheduling. If she's a career woman, she has to put you into a diary. Tuesday dates might stretch into the wee hours, may not work on a regular basis as fatigue can set in. Not to say that you need to get the blue plate special and call it a night at 7 p.m. But they're also no longer able to skip morning class after a first date. Never apologize for being you, naturally. Avoid making assumptions and keep the first date light, which I highlighted before. If the guy takes her to coffee on a first date, she could dump him because she thinks he's been a cheapskate. But the coffee really is an introduction to dating to see if she qualifies for a light lunch date, the second date. The guy don't have to go for dinner straight away. He works it up. She has to earn her keep, in other words. And there's Cate Blanchett again. Now, that's the experts' tips. Now, all this is leading because of this. The Pew Research Center. A record high share of 40-year-olds in America have never been married, and come 2030, it's going to jump to 45-year-olds, 45%. As of 2021, 25% of 40-year-olds in America have never been married. This was a significant increase from 20% in 2010. Now, it's only a small article, but the graph was interesting. That's 1980, 1970, 1960, when second wave feminism kicked in. 20 years, third wave feminism kicked in 1990, and see the rise. MGTOW kicked in 10 years later, the 2000, and then fourth wave feminism kicked in about 2020, and you can see, but from the latter part of second wave feminism, more and more American women decided they didn't want to get married. Guys got the message around about 10, 20 years later, probably 2005, and they join and says, okay, you don't want us, we don't want you. Now it goes, share of never married 40-year-olds in America, varied by race, all 40-year-olds, 28% of men, 22% of women, but that's probably going to increase in the next few years. Then we have the race, white Americans, 20%, black Americans who the first MGTOWs in America, they started it going, 46%, Hispanic Americans tagging just in front of white Americans, and Asian Americans, which are more family orientated, they're lagging behind. But then we get education, high school or less, some college, bachelor degrees, but black Americans with a bachelor degree, they don't want to get in with ordinary black women. They'd rather build a career, and they're going after high value women. But black women, they are lagging way behind, as Kevin Samuels, God rest his soul, showed on his channel before we lost him. But it all boils down to this, and this, because of this in America. Record high, but it's going to get worse in the next 7 years with 45% of 40-year-olds are single and childless. But Brides is a major magazine, and they're starting to get seriously worried about it. I think on the 10-minute mark now. I've found some things about dating advice for guys, because they think that guys need to be shamed into dating 30 and 40-year-old women. But for now, you know the routine, people, like, dislike, etc. Completely up to you. So until next Monday, that's it for this one. Bye-bye.